Welcome to episode 2 of Prompt Me podcast. As we release this today, it's kind of a strange time in the world, and we're on day 1 of quarantine. And our thought was that by putting this out now, it might give you something to do and create while you're hunkering down at home. So this was our first interview done a few months ago, and we hope you enjoy it.
Our guest today is Becky Jean Williams. She's a singer and a songwriter and has been the face and voice of a band called Late Night Alumni for the past 15 years plus. And full disclosure, this is a band I'm also in. And so I've known Becky a very long time, and we have traveled halfway around the world together and written many, many songs together. And she seemed like a perfect first guest for us to have.
Becky, thank you for coming today and being a part of our podcast. And I'm so looking forward to hearing about your creative process.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you something that you're probably not normally asked during your interviews.
Okay.
And what I want to know about is your creative process. So what is it that is the thing that sparks you to write a song or to create, an artistic piece with Photoshop, or, you do lots of creative things. What is
I try to do them. It's kind of random for me. Like a lot of times, I'll just have a random thought in the middle of the day, or I'll hear a couple of words put together that sound really great together, and that'll prompt some sort of a line that turns into a lyric that turns into a song. And a lot of my songs start with one line that I just really liked, and then I can build a whole concept around that. And so that's generally how they start.
How it starts off.
But sometimes, I'll be inspired by another song or just a concept in general, or a relationship, or someone I know who's having a certain type of relationship situation that sparks a kind of a narrative
For that.
that may not be autobiographical, but is,
so there's
interesting.
There's a story that gets kind of built around this.
Yeah.
So, so if you're given music, does that prompt you, like just
Yes.
the music, or do you come up with a word or a theme or a story or like a little spark?
Well, I have an ongoing list. Like
Okay.
I have like a list on my phone of like a list of like 90 lists. So there's
Awesome.
like, I have this list
Yes.
that has like different categories and different types of things and different lyrics that that I like or that have just occurred to me. And so because I have this arsenal of stuff, whenever John or Finn will send me a track, depending on the mood of the track, I can look through and be like, well, this line kind of fits that mood, and try to plug it in and make it into something.
From there.
Yeah.
So I also know the fun thing that you guys do in Late Night Alumni is that sometimes John will sing a gibberish.
And that does have an effect. That often,
Every time.
yes, that
I sing
often,
nothing but gibberish.
that often does prompt the lyrics, because like in Moonwalking, Finn, and turns out it wasn't gibberish, but I thought it was, because he was, mumbling. But the first line he says "cold feet," but he said it like "cold feet," and so in my head that I just heard "cold feet," and I thought, oh well, I like that as a beginning line. And so, but then I took it just that line and went with it another direction completely, which worked out okay. I still can't remember what his lyrics really were, but and like John will send me, a lot of times he'll send me a gibberish melody over the top of one of his tracks, like the Joan of Arc. He had like the
That's my favorite.
I feel like Joan of Arc, but look like Tony Stark, I said. And I was like really tempted to just leave that the way
That
it
wasn't
was.
gibberish. That was my real lyric that you
That's
just
what he
thought
really
it was.
felt.
So.
He feels
That's
like he
what-
looks like
yeah.
Tony Stark.
Right.
And I get that.
feel like Joan of Arc.
I identified with that, so
Right.
I wanted it to stay that
Ran
way,
with
but
it.
I don't think Finn would have passed that off.
So how did it end up? What did you change it to?
I feel like Joan of Arc, more light than in the dark,
And in the dark.
which is a little more dramatic and, inspirational.
Yes. Yes.
than Tony Stark, although he inspires many people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, he does. Lots of little boys around the world want to feel like Tony Stark and be Tony Stark.
Or men, or big men.
Or big men, that's
that
true.
are like little boys. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So, okay, so here is, let's just play with this because I haven't done this yet. But I'm going to give you a word.
Okay.
And see if you can you like in the moment create something around
Maybe.
that word?
It's possible.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the word time.
Time. Oh, that's so vast.
Yes. Which is
So
what's
broad.
cool about it, because then
I have so much to say about time, but it's already in my head. Like, it's not going to be spur of the moment. We've got so many tracks that reference time, and like the hands of time and clock, how it's kind of like a helicopter, and it's like a rotary, and it goes around and around and around, and there's so much symbolism in clocks and time. But you want me to use the word time in a lyric?
Yeah, or even just the concept of time. I know, like,
I kind of feel like I want to rap it right now, though, and I'm not a rapper.
go for it. There's the true creative process. Becky's gonna rap.
That's not what you would expect to come out, though. Like,
That's okay.
because time is it rhymes with rhyme,
Yeah.
so it's easy to rhyme with time.
Yes.
So you can be like, running out of time to rhyme, and I got to get there. I got to run. I'm running out of time. But I'm not a rapper, so this really wouldn't ever happen.
I don't know. It might. You never know.
Although we
That
do
may
have
be
one
the new-
track. We do have one track where I kind of a little bit rap. It's the LOVESUSCAINED, Love Sustained. It's called
Yeah.
Sustained. And what album is that on?
It might be on Haunted.
Haunted? Yeah, that's the closest we ever got to rap.
Right.
But I can appreciate a good rap. I can. I don't really have the rapper voice. It's a little high-pitched and sweet. But, yeah, I can appreciate it.
Okay, so what happens then when you do that? So, like, I gave you the word time. So then you went to your reference of all the things with time,
Yeah.
and then you went to where it rhymed, and then so I'm really curious about how different people make these things happen, like
Yeah.
how they connect things together. I know. Like when I'm doing a painting, oftentimes I have a title before. So that's kind of my prompt.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
And then
That's cool.
that
Yeah.
happens. So I'm just curious, like, on
Yeah,
others.
well, and a lot of the time, the lines that will pop into my head won't necessarily rhyme, but they'll just be conceptually interesting, or the syntax will be interesting, or the syllables, or
Yeah.
or like there'll be a cool pentameter that kind of just like has a good beat but doesn't necessarily rhyme, but then it starts that way a lot of the time. But then in the type of music we do, rhyme is very common, and it's catchy, so people like rhyme. So even if that's not my first impulse, is to make something rhyme, because when I wrote poetry, it was very free verse back in the day when I was in college, and there weren't rhymes necessarily.
Yeah.
A lot of slant rhymes, which Derek thinks that doesn't really exist, but it does. There's such a thing as slant rhyme, which is like a near rhyme. But then that tends to come later for me when I'm trying to actually put it into a song. And so a lot of times I'll start with something, and then I'll hit up the thesaurus. We use this great app called Master Writer that you can type in a word and immediately get synonyms or nouns or antonyms and all sorts of information you might need to write with. And then I'll try to come up with a way to say that same thing, but in a way that rhymes.
That's awesome. I didn't know there was this app, Master Writer.
Yeah.
It comes up with some hilarious rhymes, though. Sometimes it'll come up with these sentence rhymes that are like, shoot the baker in the foot. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
And you're like, perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for.
That sounds like a rap right
Yeah.
there.
It's pretty random. I don't know about the algorithm there they use, but it's very inspirational, too, even as random as it is. So
That's a good resource.
Yeah,
for,
it is.
people to know about
Yes.
yeah, it is.
It's called Master Writer.
Master Writer.
We've
And
had
you
it
can
a long
become
time,
a
actually.
master writer.
That's really cool. So could you, like in the moment right now, just write either a poem about time, or like take a few minutes and do that, or do you take a longer process? Do you
I generally am not like a write it in the studio type person, because and I think just because we've always done it this way, where you send me a track and then I work
Right.
on it by myself, and I don't know, I work best when I've got the track and I'm there in the moment and I have time to really, really perfect it. And depending on the song, it can take me a few days to like really, I'll have to sit on it for a while.
Yeah.
And because I am a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to lyrics. So, occasionally it'll just pop out and be like, yeah, that's great, that works. But I generally am a little bit more meticulous when it comes to...
You like to ponder it.
Yes.
Let it kind of...
Pull the best parts out.
Yes.
Slowly.
That makes sense.
I mean, I could come up with something, but I couldn't guarantee that it would be good.
Right. Exactly.
Generally, when that happens, it usually is something kind of goofy or silly. But it's fun, but it's not necessarily what we're going for with this project.
Yes, I understand that. So on the song, you said some of the songs do just come, a couple of them have just happened really quickly.
And
like,
usually
which
that's
ones
like in the heat of the moment when we're like, we need a lyric now, and it's like, we got to...
It's like, here it is, put on your headphones with a laptop sitting right behind me in a studio.
And hurry and come up with something.
And you have done that.
Yeah, we have done that.
Can you think of one song, for example? Because maybe somebody listening
It's usually in
might want to
LA when I come with prepared lyrics and Finn says, no.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, crap. Well, give me 5 minutes, and then I'll, sit down and try to come up with something that has like 50% less words.
Yeah.
And better rhyme and something that's more
10%
catchy.
more love.
Yeah, and the word love in it.
Right.
Because love sells everything.
Love, it sells. Love sells.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, there are so many. The Ghost changed a lot.
Right on the spot.
Yeah. I mean, some of the tracks we just did that we haven't released yet were reworked significantly.
Just while we were down there.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to be flexible. Like, you can't be so in love with your lyrics that you get upset when it's not what they're looking for,
Yeah.
Like, you have to be flexible because I think at the very first I remember being like, oh, but it's so good, And I just wanted to hang on to that. And you have to compromise when you're working together with a team, which is, and it always ends up being better than what I had before. So it's always a safe.
Well, and I would guess
John's like, almost.
Not always.
Well, as far as...
But it always works.
Yes,
How's that?
it always works.
Yes.
And I would guess, too, though, that that's just part of the artistic process in any of them. Because I know, in my little piece of painting, it's hard to work with stuff because you fall in love with something, but maybe it's not working on a different level.
Yeah.
And then you have to go in and change it. And that thing that you loved so much disappears with the rest of the change, but it had to happen. So, I mean, maybe that's just part of the creative process
Well,
as well.
and it's funny, it kind of stays with you. Like, just when we were rehearsing the other day, I started singing, was it Love Song?
Oh, yeah. It was,
And I started singing the old version because I had practiced it so much that way when we had initially written it, that version is what is stuck in my head. So every time I sing it without singing it with the track, that melody comes back and it just like never leaves because that was my initial melody.
So you had a totally different melody.
Yeah. Well, just in part of it.
we had one, and then we took it down and Finn
simplified
it again. Yeah. She started
It's
singing
always
more complicated.
simplifying, less words, less syllables.
Do you remember the old one? Like, can you just sing
I remember
it now?
the melody.
Or-
What was it?
No, I don't remember. It's before we got to that part.
What is it? Is it the verse? No, I can't remember.
I can't remember it now. But you were just singing it. I was like, oh, wait, that's our old original.
Yeah. I'll think of it later.
So it stays with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it still lives on, even
Yeah.
if it's not the one that was released to the world. It still lives on.
Yeah. Or like the one track we
brains.
did with Finn, and then they got a different vocalist, and I was like, that's my song.
It's not quite the same.
Yeah. Funny.
That was a Christmas song, yeah.
No, it was the Cascade song.
Which one?
Breaking Up.
Oh, yeah. That one that Scott Shepard ended. Is that his name? Scott Shepard?
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
changed it
He
so
sounds
much.
great.
Yeah, it does sound
But
really
it started with my voice, and so I just hung on to that.
Yeah. That is a beautiful song.
It is so pretty.
Doesn't
I loved
matter
it.
who's singing
I
it.
loved
That is a
Yeah,
beautiful
it's
song.
Such a pretty song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, so in wrapping up, what I would like to do is to ask you to give a prompt for our audience and have them take your prompt and create anything, whether it's a artwork, a dance, a movie, a poem, a book, a garden, or a food dish, anything like that. Just take
like a
the
one
prompt.
word.
Yeah, one word. Or if it's a
Generally.
phrase, if it's a little tiny phrase that you feel like would be better. Some sort of thing to leave with them.
Do you want something more concrete or something more vague?
Whatever you want.
What do you want?
More cryptic? More cryptic?
You
or
can do
more-
cryptic.
I like
vague,
cryptic.
or
I do like
do that.
cryptic. And I don't get to do cryptic very often. So,
do
let's
something
do something cryptic. How about the word? This just keeps popping into my head. Roundabout.
Roundabout. That can go many different ways.
It could go around.
I like it. Can go around and about.
Or about. Around or about.
Roundabout.
That's what popped into my head.
Awesome. I
Okay.
like it.
Perfect.
Thank you again for coming today. And can you let our listeners know where they can find Late Night Alumni?
Yeah, we have latenigtalumni.com. I think you can listen to our tracks actually on our site, but there's also, Spotify, Apple Music, most streaming sites. You can search for Late Night Alumni and you'll find something. There's also YouTube. We have so many videos on YouTube. We have an
That's
official
true.
YouTube channel for people that are more YouTube inclined.
Anything Late Night Alumni.
Yes, just search for it and you'll find us.
Again, the prompt is roundabout. Make sure you create something and hashtag PromptMePodcast. We're going to try something fun this time and have a giveaway. So we will randomly choose someone on April 1st who will receive a Late Night Alumni swag bag. Check our Instagram and see a photo of what that'll include.